The knowledge that I share with you guys, especially when it comes to grooming, it's not about changing who you are, but morphing your shape or being something you're not. Personal male grooming is about bringing forth the absolute best version of you. Today, boys, I'm gonna give you the 7 grooming tips. Every man, if you're a guy and you're watching this right now, stick with me and see if you're doing these daily. Because every guy needs to do this. And when you do, not only are they easy, you're gonna instantly, I promise you, look better. That sounds interesting. Let's hop into this. Number 1, tame flyaway hairs. This is every guy's nightmare. It happens all the time. It happens to me all the time, especially if it's humid outside. Grab a toothbrush that you don't use anymore or something old with soft bristles. Then, grabbing your favorite hairspray or hair product, apply it to the bristles. Then, tame those flyaway hairs. And with the product that you apply on it, it coats the flyaway hairs perfectly to perfectly tame the hair so you just look polished and perfect. And again, you're bringing out the best version of yourself. Number 2, trim something I call the forgotten hairs. I had a legit snake of a hair so long coming out of my nose, it was tickling my mustache. It was disgusting. Now, I tried plucking it, but my vision got blurry after a while because I had tears coming down my eyes from trying to pluck nose hairs. It's painful and nobody recommends it, so I did what any rational person would do. I grabbed a nose trim. This one, boys, is from our brand, Grooming. That's right, boys. Now, if you're an OG, you know we've been working on Grooming now for, months. This is a brand for grooming tools for guys. I don't think there's a brand that produces sexy, masculine tools that you're proud of that, again, help polish your grooming routine to bring forth the best version of you. There just isn't. Most of them are tacky, cheap, or just don't work, or they don't even produce them. Well, here's where he comes in. He is finally dropping February 1st. Guys, I want you to go into your pockets. Well, you're watching me now on my phone, so pause this video, go into your reminders, go into your calendar, and just mark our launch for Grooming this February 1st. You can also click the link down below and join our newsletter or follow us on Instagram so you stay up to date with all the updates. The point is that our grooming brand is finally launching this February 1st. Now, this is going to be an all-inclusive grooming brand, meaning a one-stop shop, everything from tools to products, but it's going to grow gradually, and I need your support to do that. Without you guys, this brand will not grow, meaning that I want to see all of you guys there February 1st picking up these new nose trimmers that are super slick. It comes in this like pencil design. It's water resistant, so you can do it in the shower, and it's super slick. You can throw it in your dop kit easily and carry it with you everywhere. Boys, I'm excited about Grooming. I don't know about you guys, but if you are, comment down below where you're going to be picking up, and don't forget to put that reminder on your phone. You don't want to miss this launch. Number 3, you're going to want to wash your hair way less often. You got to understand that shampoos have a lot of chemicals in them that kind of strip away from the hair. Now, when you do this constantly, it starts slowly drying your hair. And what ends up happening, your final result is that you end up having less volume. You have more breakage. Since the hair is now more fragile and dried off, it's easy for the hair to break or split off, which causes split ends and the breakages that I'm talking about, which leads us to our third problem. You have more flyaway hairs. The more breakage and damage your hair is, the more split ends it has, the harder it'll be for you to manage your hair into one side. And what's going to happen is you're going to have all these little flyaway hairs that's going to make you look messy. Number 4, trim your hairline at home. This is one of my personal favorite grooming tips that I learned myself when I was in middle school. Because when I was in middle school, literally I had no money to go to the barber shop and pay $20 every 2 weeks. It gets expensive, so you got to get crafty and creative. And it's still a grooming tip I use to this day. You see, because one of the areas that makes men look messiest is your neck and your sideburn region all the way around your ear. When this area starts growing out and like you no longer can see a clean hairline, this is when you start noticing that this guy probably hasn't had a haircut in months and you start looking messy and dirty. So if you can trim this area up, it makes the haircuts last longer and you look sharper. And the best way to do it is with a small mirror. Now, a small mirror, you can buy it on Amazon, $10 or so, and using a multi-purpose trimmer, which I've told you already, everybody should have this in your bathroom already. And if you don't, Grooming is going to hook you up because we're working on a trimmer already. This is just a sample run of it, but we're having multiple samples sent We're still perfecting it, but it's gonna be here soon. Number 5, moisturize your face while it's still damp. You gotta understand that when you're fresh out the shower, your skin is more receptive to the hydration that the moisturizer gives your face. This is to maximize the effect of the moisturizer, since the skin is receptive to absorbing all those nutrients while also locking in the hydration that's still on your damp face. When you do this one simple step, you're gonna notice your skin take a radical change for the better, always looking supple and hydrated. Number 6, you want to perfect the stubble. I rarely use a razor. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I prefer using a trimmer because a trimmer, you can trim down your stubble to a desired length every single time, and I like to do that every few days to make sure my beard always looks the same. But here comes the important part. When you trim your beard, you want to make sure you trim your beard right underneath your jawline. You want to make the line right where the jawline meets your neck. That's where you want the clear distinction, and then you want to clear everything else with the razor or whatever. You want it to be baby smooth. When you keep your line tight like this, it makes for a stronger jaw. In other words, when you do this, it just increases the visual strength of your jaw, and it makes you irresistible to women because you just look more dominant, and all you did is trim your stubble properly. Finally, number 7, perfect your brow game. Your brows, they should always be polished but never overly trimmed. So the way I like to do is first you want to start by brushing your brows into one direction, which is usually the opposite direction for each one. Then using a pair of small scissors, you want to notice if there's any hairs that are abnormally long. If it is, using the scissors, you want to clip them to make sure all the hairs remain within the natural line of your brow. And then finally, you want to pluck by removing only the hairs that are outside your natural brow line and never over pluck to the point that your brows end up looking feminine. And that's basically it for this week's video, guys. Those are 7 grooming tips every guy needs to implement to instantly look better. If you guys like this video and found it informative, don't forget to drop us a like down below. And also, if I missed any grooming tips that you do daily that you feel make you look good, drop them down below. Finally, boys, don't forget that launch for Grooming is happening this February 1st, and I don't want you to miss it. That's it for me today. See you next time.